Real good guy. I would say he would probably have a positive impact on a lot of kids.
He was always giving, he was just always loving. He always looked after his family.
Now at 5, 2 local police officers are being remembered this morning. We have team coverage from Racine and Milwaukee and how friends and family members are honoring these fallen heroes.
Plus, a 5-year-old boy is shot in his home in Milwaukee. The message community members hope the public will now hear.
You're watching the CBS 58 Morning News.
This morning, you're taking a live look at the sites memorializing 2 fallen police officers from different departments in southeastern Wisconsin. You can see Racine on the left, Milwaukee on the right. We have live team coverage this morning and the latest on each investigation.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Kirkhoff.
And I'm Jessica Ty. Today is Wednesday, June 19th. We have a lot to get to again this morning. But first, let's check on the weather because we did have some early morning rain. Justin, a little bit of rain still coming down?
Yeah, a little bit of rain is still coming down. In fact, I expect it to continue through that morning commute, if not for most of the morning for most of southeastern Wisconsin. As we look at Ready Doppler right now, you can see this is kind of confined, at least at this point, to our kind of central counties. So by that I mean kind of those northern areas right along 94 and then just north of that. So areas like Dodge County, Washington, Ozaukee, Jefferson, Waukesha, and Milwaukee. You can see there are some dry patches in there as well, and also raining across parts of Sheboygan as well as Walworth County. We'll track this with ReadyCast, let you know when that rain finally wraps up and when that next chance arrives, coming up in Ready Weather in a few minutes. But for now, let's send it over to Andy Bravelli to get a look at that morning commute.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Justin. As Justin just got done mentioning, rain not really falling too heavy, but enough to pretty much soak those roads out there. Quick look right near the airport spur. You can see everything's running smoothly both north and southbound. Wisconsin 20 along I-94. Overnight construction, a lot of that was canceled during that overnight time just because of the rain that continues to fall. Just a heads up though, disabled vehicle right around Moreland Road at that off ramp, so just watch it, especially those sharp off ramps. Driving conditions currently, no surprise. It is going to be slippery out there with slippery roads. Make sure you have your wipers on, and of course, make sure those headlights are on as well. Again, this is going to impact your morning commute throughout the rest of the morning and into the early afternoon. We'll just have to wait and see how much of an impact that will have. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll talk overnight construction closures and ready traffic.
We begin at 5 with team coverage of 2 fallen off-duty police officers from our area.
One officer was killed while trying to stop an armed robbery. The other was just trying to get home. In Racine this morning, police are still searching for the man who shot and killed Officer John Hetland. Hetland was off duty Monday night when a masked gunman tried to rob Teaser's Tavern. Hetland intervened but was shot and killed by the suspect. The shooter escaped. The FBI is now offering a $20,000 reward for information leading to the suspect.
Officer Hetland is being remembered outside the Racine Police Department this morning. CBS 58's Andy Devine is live there with a closer look at how fellow officers are honoring their fallen friend and colleague. Andy?
Here at the Racine Police Department, a memorial is growing. If you take a look behind me, you can see they have flowers, balloons, a cross. There's a poster calling Officer Hetland a hero today. Now, but this is important. We are still looking for a suspect in this case. Take a look at this photo of the suspect. Authorities say they are looking for at this hour. If you have any information, you are urged to contact the Kenosha County Sheriff's Department, who is now handling this case. Officer Hetland was off duty at Teaser's Tavern Monday night when police say the armed suspect came in trying to rob the place. Officer Hetland stepped into action trying to stop the robber, but after a struggle, he was shot and killed. That suspect escaping. I spoke with a man who knew Officer Hetland for more than 2 decades. He says the father of 2 was so passionate about his job.
That's one of the things he wanted to do, was serve the community. And that's what makes it so tragic. You know, we got these guys that want to do good and want to serve the public and the community, and then their lives are just snatched from them, away from them.
Now, as the community remembers Officer Hetland, remember that they are still looking for that suspect. If you have any information, any surveillance video that may help in this case, you are urged to contact the Kenosha County Sheriff's Office. For now, reporting live here in Racine, Andy Devine, CBS 58 News.
Thank you, Andy. A long line of law enforcement vehicles escorted the body of Officer Hetland through Racine and up I-41. Look at them all right there. His remains were first brought to the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's office, then to a funeral home in Racine.
In Milwaukee, the police department is also mourning after the 4th officer death in the city in just over a year. Officer Koo Her worked at District 4, the same district as fallen officer Charles Irvine Jr. Her was killed early yesterday morning in a hit and run.
The witnesses, who we want to thank, not only stayed at the scene, but helped the police in apprehending the suspect.
The seconds before the deadly crash in Milwaukee, Officer Her was driving home after his shift when a driver slammed into his car at 60th and Capitol. The suspect took off but was caught thanks to the help of witnesses. Police say the 34-year-old man has 4 OWI convictions. We are not naming him at this point because he has not been charged yet.
And this morning we're hearing from Officer Her's family. CBS 58's Pauline Lee is live at the scene of that deadly crash with the message from the fallen officer's family. Pauline?
Yeah, Mike, just take a look behind me. Those flowers, balloons brought by Officer Her's family, just a heartbreaking reminder of the loss that they're going through right now. At 27 years old, Officer Her was a 2-year veteran of the police department. He was the first in his family to graduate from college, and his loved ones say they were so proud that he became a police officer to serve and protect our community. They say this loss is devastating.
I mean, he was such a loving, caring brother. I mean, this guy was like, he didn't, he was always giving. He was just always loving. He always looked after his family, never was foolish about what was his and what was not.
Officer Her leaves behind 2 sisters, 6 brothers, and many nieces and nephews whom he loved very dearly. There is a GoFundMe page set up for Officer Her's family, and you can find that link on our website, cbs58.com. Reporting live at 60th and Capitol, Pauline Lee, CBS 58 News.
We again saw an emotional procession to the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's office. Her's colleagues escorted his body from Froedtert Hospital. Hundreds of his brothers and sisters in blue gathered outside the ME's office. A vigil is planned at the scene of the crash for Monday. Just hours after Her was killed, there was a second crash at 60th and Capitol. Looks like 3 cars were involved and at least 1 lane was closed in each direction.
When there's an unthinkable tragedy, or more than one have we seen in our area, people often want to know how they can help.
Woody Martin is in studio with how local businesses are stepping up.
A lot of businesses stepping up to help in the wake of these tragedies, communities coming together. That includes local businesses. They're making it easy for people just to support these fallen officers. Ultimate Confections in Wauwatosa selling these chocolate badges with proceeds going to the Milwaukee Fallen Officers Fund. The money is then used to help pay for funerals and family needs when an officer dies. Owner Patrick Murphy says it's a small way to give back.
It helps the families of the police officers, which mean everything to the city. Can you imagine us without officers? And that's a tough job, and they never know if they're going to come home.
And Murphy says they started making those chocolates after Officer Matthew Rittner's death. Each cookie, it'll cost you $2. The labor and chocolate, it's all donated by the company. Meanwhile, next week, Jen Sweet Treats in Cudahy hosting a fundraiser to help out the families of fallen officers. It's 1 week from today on Wednesday, June 26, from 6 in the morning until 6 at night. All of the proceeds of the daily sales helping the victims' families. And in addition to their own treats, they're going to be joined by several other businesses. We're going to get all those details for you. It'll be on our website at cbs58.com.
And coming up in the next half hour, we'll take a closer look at the startling number of officers killed in our area in a little more than a year.
Our coverage of the off-duty officer deaths continues online. Watch news conferences, interviews, and more at our website, cbs58.com.
An autopsy is scheduled today for a 5-year-old boy who was shot and killed in Milwaukee. Authorities say the boy was shot at his house near 45th and Concordia. A chaplain working with the family believes that boy might have gotten a hold of the gun himself and accidentally shot himself. He warned gun owners to be more careful.
Please, please, lock those guns up. Put them in go and get you a lock it or lock, or put it in some place where it's locked up where these children cannot get hold of these guns.
Police have not yet said whether any arrests have been made, but they do tell us there is no danger to the public.
Loved ones plan to hold a vigil today for another 5-year-old boy who was shot and killed in Kenosha. At first, the boy's grandfather said the boy was shot by a family member. Now we're learning he may have accidentally shot himself.
Even if the baby did grab a gun, what in the heck is that gun doing there in the first place?
Kenosha police confirm the child was shot, but are still investigating who pulled the trigger.
This morning, police are investigating a bomb threat made at Walmart in Franklin. Store managers called police just before 4 p.m. yesterday. A building was evacuated and the store was searched by explosive detection dogs from the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office. Nothing was found, however, and the store later reopened.
Summerfest is right around the corner. We'll show you the early festival surprise some people at the Milwaukee Public Market got.
In May, we had over 140,000 illegal immigrants enter to this nation unlawfully.
Plus, a look at the deal Congress just came together on in hopes of keeping our country safe at the border.
And we're tracking a little bit of light rain that's moving in right now. We'll let you know how long it lasts. Plus, we have your featured photo of the day coming up next in Ready Weather.
You're watching the CBS 58 Morning News at 5 with Jessica Ty, Mike Kirkhoff, Whitney Martin, weather with Justin Thompson-Gee, and traffic with Andy Brovelli.